guys, and welcome back to another story time with me. And today I'll be reading a childhood classic, this. Just joking. I'm not going to read the Alexander Hamilton biography because we'll be here for a very long time. So we're not going to be reading that. Instead, we're going to be reading another childhood classic, Mr. Creep the Crook. So this is another Happy Families, and sit back, relax, and enjoy your story. Mr. Creep the Crook was a bad man. Mrs. Creep the Crook was a bad woman. Miss Creep and Master Creep were bad children, and Growler Creep was a bad dog. For some of the time, Mr. Creep and his family lived in a secret den. For the rest of the time, they lived in jail. One day, Mr. Creep was sitting in his little jailhouse. He was drinking a cup of jailhouse tea and eating a piece of jailhouse cake and planning how to get out. Here is Mr. Creep's plan. Jailhouse, jailer, wall, seaside holiday plan, stolen car, seaside. There you go. Mrs. Creep was sitting a jailhouse jumper when she saw the plan. She said, "That's a nice plan. Can we stop at a wool shop?" "And a sweet shop too," the children said, but Mr. Creep shook his head. "No," he said. "No changes to the plan. It's foolproof." A few weeks later, this happened. As you can see, the plan was foolproof. Well, nearly. Jailhouse, jailer, wall, bike, right in seaside. That's it. The pods were clogged up. A few weeks later, this happened. The next day, Mr. Creep was sitting on the sandwich. He was eating a seaside sandwich and drinking a bottle of seaside beer and planning how to get rich quick. Here is Mr. Creep's plan. How to rob, what to take. Mr. Biff, gloves. Mr. Cosmo, magic hat. Mrs. Wobble, food. Mrs. Creep was being buried in the sand by the children. When she saw the plan, she said, "That's a very nice plan, but you forgot the wool shop." Then a few days later, this happened. The Creeps got biffed by Mr. Biff and had their bottoms burnt by Mrs. Plug. Mr. Cosmo, the conjurer, played a trick on them. Mrs. Wobble, the waitress, dropped jelly on them. They got stung by bees, kicked by a horse, and chased by cops. By mistake, they also burgled a burglar, and he robbed them. And besides all that, it snowed. "Was that a foolproof plan too, Dad?" the children said. And Mr. Creep said no. A few hours later, Mr. Creep was sitting in his secret den. He was drinking a glass of secret water and sticking a secret plaster on his nose. Also, he was daydreaming of his cosy jailhouse and planning how to get back in. "This time, it really is a foolproof plan," he said. And it was. Stolen car, getting back in plan. Wall, jailer, let me in, jailhouse. Foolproof plan. Now, as you can see, Mr. Creep the Crook was a bad man. Mrs. Creep the Crook were a bad woman. Mrs. Creep and Master Creep were bad children. And Growler Creep was a bad dog. However, most things change as time goes by. So after a year or two, the Creeps were not quite so as bad. And after another year, they were nearly good. And after 6 months, they were very good. At last, they were let out of jail. The next day, Mr. Creep was sitting up in bed. He was drinking a cup of homemade coffee and eating a slice of homemade toast and planning his last plan. Being good, final plan. Mr. Creep, get a job, lollipop man. Mrs. Creep, get a job, sales lady. Mr. and Miss Creep, grade stool, top of class, and Growler, well trained. "It's a foolproof plan and it's perfect, Dad," the children said when Mrs. Creep and the children saw the plan. And so it was. Well, nearly the end. So I hope you enjoyed tonight's story. And as you can see, I'm lying back in my bed because I'm actually quite tired. It's like 7 o'clock. So thank you guys for watching. Subscribe for more story time, and it's every day at around 7 o'clock. Can't always guarantee it though, but it will normally be around 7 o'clock. So thank you everyone for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.